Hey everyone, welcome back to Cody Tarot. I'm your tarot reader, Cody. So for today's pick a card, we're going to be doing what's next in love. I'm going to keep this pretty general, so all kinds of love are accepted here. And also it's basically, I'm just leaving it open to whatever kind of love wants to find you next. But this is just a general love reading. So it might be romantic love, it might be, familial love, friendship love, whatever kind of love is coming through, we're going to be discussing it. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into the groups. So what's next in love? Our first group is blue Kyanite. That's group 1. Group 2 is pink Tourmaline. Looks more like red Tourmaline, but this is pink Tourmaline. And group 3 is Starbrary Quartz. I can never pronounce the way this is pronounced, but I'll spell it correctly in the timestamps below. This is Starbrary Quartz. Starbrary, I think it rhymes with like library, but Starbrary, hard to say. Anyway, so those are our 3 groups today for our crystal selection. After you've picked your crystal, you can go down to the timestamps and fast forward to the reading. Click the timestamp and fast forward to the reading that is the selected group that you chose. And yeah, let's get right into it, starting with group number 1, the blue Kyanite. Hey group 1, this is if you picked the blue Kyanite. Welcome to your reading. So let's get started. I want to pull an animal oracle card just to see if there's a significant person coming in that you will be experiencing this specific love with, or if there's a person that's the main influence for this love. And we have, okay, so first of all, we had 4 cards come out, right? I'm not going to take all of them. I'm just going to be taking the top one. But this is just indicating to me that, I'll show all 3 of them right here, right away. This is just indicating to me that the love you could be experiencing is with a group of people, or just in general. Oh, I just realized one of my lights is on. Hold on. There we go, that's better. This love you could be experiencing could be with a group of people, basically. The main energy of these people, probably should keep these all on the table, but we have owl spirit, you see clearly now, someone who's very intuitive with that crown chakra here. This could be someone who has kind of like a royal kind of, like your highness kind of vibe, I guess you could say. They have kind of like a vibe that they're kind of like seeing, or they're above everyone or something like that. This is kind of like more of a leader type person, but they're very intuitive. With co-create with spirit, crow spirit, I'm seeing you, this other person in the group, someone who's very creative, someone who's very collaborative, who likes to work together with other people, someone who's like a team focused person. With frog spirit, clear out the clutter. This is a very neat person, someone who's very clean, meticulous. This is someone who likes things clean and organized in a very specific way. And with stag spirit, we also have take the lead, which is interesting because I was picking up this owl person was a leader as well. So you have 2 leaders in this group. Maybe there's some vying for supremacy in this group that you're feeling love with. But with the stag spirit, this is someone who's a noble leader. They kind of have a presence of a leader. This is someone who, even though this owl spirit person kind of sees themselves as very, like, they think highly of themselves, this stag spirit person is someone who, how do I put this? People look up to them. It's like other people think highly of this person, even though this person kind of sees themselves as a leader. They are very intuitive and they're very wise, and people see them like that. But this person, on the other hand, people see this person as a true leader, or someone who has an authoritative presence. So those are the energies coming through here. I am seeing more that the owl spirit person is the general person here. I'm actually just going to keep all of them. I'll be putting them kind of like this so we can see all of them like that. And let's move into the rest of your reading. I wanted to pull a Moonology manifestation card to get another aspect of love, and then I wanted to pull a love story oracle card. So this card's coming out. We have let your fears dissolve, and we also have first quarter moon Scorpio, release your blocks. Looks like this is going to be a longer reading than I thought. I wasn't planning on pulling that many cards, but a lot of cards are coming out, so I think we're just going to go with it. Let's see. I wanted to pull a love story oracle card. This card wants to come out. We have commitment. Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna have room on this table. I think I'm gonna put this over here for this group. And then I wanted to pull some tarot cards as well. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Let's see, this one wants to come out. We have the Magician, and this one wants to come out. We have the Two of Wands. I'm going to take this top one right here. We have the Three of Wands. And we need one more. Oh, this bottom one just shot out. Then we have the King of Wands. Okay. So this is pretty... let's move some of this stuff over to the side. Okay. Okay, what's next in love in general? I see you dealing with a group of people, right? There's 4 people in particular that you might be feeling love connections with. I'm seeing that this might be uncomfortable for some of you. I feel like a lot of you have not dealt with a group or loving a group in a while, or loving a group of people or a family of people or something like that. With Let Your Fears Dissolve, this is kind of coming through, for some of you, these are coming through as family members or people that you're related to. For others of you, this is a group that you meet in some kind of community project or something like that. These could also be friends you've had for as long as you can remember that feel like family, is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. With Let Your Fears Dissolve, I feel like with full moon in Cancer here, you've been a little isolated from this particular friend group or from these group of people. So whether you haven't met them yet or you already know who this group of people is, if all these characters sounded pretty familiar when I read them and they sound like members of your specific group or family or friend group, this message is for you. With Let Your Fears Dissolve, I see you kind of taken a period of isolation away from them recently. And with Let Your Fears Dissolve, they're saying that, and the cards are saying that, like, with Let Your Fears Dissolve, it's important to come back into alignment or reunion with these people, with this kind of soul family. Now, if this is not resonating or these people don't sound familiar, these are new people coming in. You're going to meet 4 new members of basically your soul family or people who you have strong love attachments to. One or all of these could be romantic, so take what resonates. But with Let Your Fears Dissolve, you're ready to get back in action, right? Cancer is the home. It's, Cancers can be a little more introverted, a little more in their shell, right? With Let Your Fears Dissolve and full moon in Cancer, it's almost time to come out of your shell. The tide has risen or dropped basically, and the crabs can kind of come to the shore and show their face from underneath the water basically. So I do feel like you guys have really dug deep into yourself recently and you've kind of kept yourself a little isolated, but now is the time to make that reveal and reunite with the people around you. Now, the interesting thing about these people, I'm getting specific messages about each of these people that you might have a connection with on an individual level, and then I'm going to read them as a group overall. So first, the owl spirit person, the intuitive person I mentioned in the beginning of the reading. I am seeing with the magician card, you've probably manifested with this person or cast spells with this person, or at least talked to them about your hopes and dreams for the future. This is someone that you let in on a lot of secrets about your life or a lot of your plans. Like, say you're planning for something in the future, you tell this person your plans. This is someone who you feel comfortable talking to about plans for the future. You don't feel like they'll backstab you or take the spotlight or anything like that. This is someone who's basically going to support you through thick and thin. Even though they do with this crown here, they have kind of this more, I'm going to say pretentious. I don't mean it in the negative way of the word. I mean in a positive way, but it's almost like they have this kind of like better than attitude, but I feel like you really love this person. This is someone that you really get along with. I feel like you have really made certain things in your life come true because of this person. This is someone that their presence and their energy stimulates your life into action, basically. With the crow spirit person, this other person that you're falling in love with or that you're feeling love with, I see with Two of Wands here, you might be going on a trip with this person pretty soon. And this is kind of what's next in love, or you might be planning a trip with this person. There's something along the lines of, or this person also with Two of Wands. Two of Wands to me is my internet card. It talks about like, you know, because the person in the original Two of Wands has the whole world in their hands. And if you think of the World Wide Web, you know, they're in their home, but they also have this globe that they can contact anyone in the world. So that's my internet card. With Crow Spirit, I do see this could be like an internet friend. This could be someone who you want to create with or do a project with online or something like that. So with Two of Wands here, I see that you're kind of talking more to this person and talking about different projects in the future. That's kind of what's coming next as well. Or if this is a person, like a person in person, you guys might be planning a trip somewhere. You might be planning an excursion, a get together to go somewhere, possibly to create or do something creative. With Frog Spirit, clear out the clutter with Three of Wands. I am seeing there's a really odd message coming through about cooked frogs. This might be one of those situations where this person probably feels like you roasted them or something like that. Like I'm seeing that you kind of maybe make fun of this person or you kind of like tease them a little bit. And so with Three of Wands here, I think that the vibe here is that there's just this feeling of openness with this person a little bit. Like with the fire and roasting the frog, I do see that there's this vibe of like playfulness in a sense of in your connection. With the Three of Wands here, there's this surfer, and I feel like she's waiting for the perfect wave, or she's looking out, kind of testing the tides. Like, how's the water gonna move? Like, what's the ocean gonna be like? What's the waves gonna be like? And it's interesting, these lights, these fires are lit, indicating that this is probably at nighttime. So I'm getting this vibe of like intuitive energy, where I feel this other person, this frog spirit person, sees you as pretty intuitive. You know how you see this owl person as intuitive? This frog person sees you as intuitive. This is someone who's coming into your life to help you clear out the clutter of like negative things in your life. This person's also pretty clean just in general. The one thing that I'm getting with this card, there's almost like this vibe of like you guys waiting for them to make a move towards you, or they're waiting for you to make a move towards them. There's some kind of stalemate with this person, even though you guys roast each other and you have fun and you have a good time together and you guys have this kind of witty like banter back and forth. There is this vibe that like there's still this hesitancy of like waiting to make a move or waiting for the other one to make a move before you go into action. So I do feel there is kind of almost like a stalemate with this person coming into your life. Like you might be, what's next in love for this person might be this vibe of like, how do I put it? It's like they're in this friend group and they're around, but you might not know, like, should I text them? Or you might not know, like, are they going to text me? There's kind of this ambiguousness, I guess you could say, between both of you, which is interesting because otherwise I see that you guys have a very friendly and amiable connection. It's just you're kind of like, okay, I don't know if they're going to message me. I don't know if I'm going to message them. So if this is someone who's romantic in the friend group, it's someone who you don't know what their next move is going to be, right? The only thing you really know about them, and from what I'm seeing in these cards, is that they're a really clean person. They're a really organized person. They really like to eliminate negative things out of their life. And I do see that they're kind of waiting for you to make a move. And you guys have this good sense of humor with each other. And so that's someone who's coming in next to in love. With this leader person, with Stag Spirit, take the lead. We have a double confirmation. This person is like the leader of the group. With King of Wands here, this is like the leader of all kind of the court cards for the most part. With the Lion back here, this person is like the pride of the pack. So I feel like this person is also very talented. There is also another torch here with this flame, this torch, but it's not as bright as these torches. I do see that this leader and you have somewhat of a similar kind of energy where you can roast each other a little bit. You can play around, you can have fun. There's this vibe of like give and take and easiness, but I'm not getting the fact that you feel close with this person. I am feeling a little bit of not a standoffish energy, but I just feel that this leader, you're not exactly totally cozied up to all the time. So I feel like this leader is an interesting person in the group because Also with the red t-shirt here with the King of Wands, him wearing the red t-shirt, I do see this person is very in tune with their root chakra, very much wearing their root chakra on their sleeve. They might be a very physical person, more of a dominant person is kind of what I'm seeing. And they definitely are not afraid to step up and take the lead in the group situation. I think this is someone who's represented as someone that you guys appreciate taking the lead because they get things going in the whole group. Like this might be the person who organizes events and you really only know them because they like call you and contact you to hang out with the group. But other than that, you guys kind of have like a more, the way I'm seeing the relationship is more, like they're more the organizer, but you actually click better with, say, this frog spirit person, or you click better with like this crow spirit or owl spirit. The main people that I'm seeing you click with the most are the other three people in the group. It's like the stag. Stag also gives me fatherly energy. I don't know if that's because Harry Potter's dad was a stag and his Patronus was a stag. I don't know, but it's giving me like father energy. And the thing is, it's like, this person's more like the leader of the group and he kind of watches over the group. And I feel like you guys all feel kind of like younger in this person's presence, or this person kind of might be older than the rest of the group or something like that. With Frog Spirit here, I think you have the most fun with this person, even though you don't know when they're going to make their move or you're going to make your move towards them. And with this Crow Spirit person, I feel like this is the person who's the most like wants to get creative with you on projects. And this Owl Spirit person, I feel like you can really truly manifest things with this person. This is the type of person who, in loving energy, they want to make things happen for you on a spiritual level, basically. This is the person that if you're into casting spells or you're thinking about getting into casting spells or doing manifestation or something like that, this is the person that I would go to for like all of those things to walk through exercises with and stuff like that. I would talk to them about manifestation because they might be interested in that aspect of life. Yeah, so let your fears dissolve is interesting because I feel like you guys have a fear of being social again. There's some kind of thing that I'm picking up where it's like you've been introverted for so long, you're like, okay, I'm scared to be social again. It's almost like you don't know if you can handle it with the Cancer here, with the hard shell of the crab. It's like, can I be social? Can I do this again? Are these people really going to be the ones for me? If these are people that you're reuniting with, if this is not people you're reuniting with, and these are new people, the fears could be like, should I really go out and join that club? Or should I really go out and do that thing that I've been wanting to do? But I have this fear of like, will I not be good enough? Or will it not be fun? Or there's just this kind of fear, very Cancerian fear of like, well, home seems nice right now. Like home seems safe. My home life seems good. But with full moon in Cancer, it's almost like time to make the move. That's what the full moon is kind of giving me, that it's like the peak time for this wish or this desire for new love to come into your life. It's time to make that move. It's time to do that thing that you've been thinking about doing. It's time to join that community, basically. With first quarter moon in Scorpio, release your blocks. This is kind of the advantage that people are giving you in this group. With release your blocks, I feel like they're going to help you become unblocked in yourself. So if you've had fears of being social or you have fears of branching out to meet new people, a lot of these people, the thing that the universe is lining up for you is all these people are going to help you release specific blocks in your energy that keeps you from being social and have a sense of camaraderie with those around you. So especially with first quarter moon in Scorpio, this is something that they're starting, a project they're starting with you, but because it's the first quarter moon, it's something that's going to grow over time. So don't expect when you meet these people coming up that all your blocks are going to be released all at once. I am seeing that there's this vibe that like they start the process and it's a slow process. It's kind of like slow and steady. Scorpio is fixed energy, so doesn't move. It's like Cancer is like cardinal, like this is the start, right? This is the starting energy. So with let your fears dissolve, it's like, okay, put them in the past. It's the full moon time. It's go time. Let's join that club. Let's get back in touch with our family. Let's get back in touch with our friends. It's time to reunite. We've had enough time alone. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. With first quarter moon in Scorpio, release your blocks. It is a fixed energy. So this is an energy that's kind of like, and it's the sacral chakra. So they might be helping you fix this energy through creative projects or through some kind of creativity. But with it being a first quarter moon, it's something that's going to grow over time. And because it's a fixed energy, it could be slow. It could be a long process. With commitment, this is interesting because I do see a commitment with either all of these people in general or with one of these people in particular. So one of these people coming in for love could be someone that you commit to, you marry at some point, or they're in your life for a very long period of time. That's what the commitment card is telling me, that even if these people who love you, aren't in your life for forever, one of these people are going to be in your life for a very, very long time. They're going to be like a lifelong friend. So get ready for that. I think you guys have the main energy with commitment here that's coming up is a lifelong companion out of one of these people. So I really am excited to deliver that message for you guys. And I think that's about all that I'm getting for this group. Yeah, I'm strongly feeling with this sacral chakra symbol here, I'm really feeling like releasing your blocks has to do a lot with your creativity and being more creative and playful with those around you, having more fun. With the sacral chakra here, it's also making me think of the 5th house and romance. Actually, I do want to pull, like roll the astro dice for some final messages. Yeah, let's see what this says. What the astro dice say. We have Pisces, 8th house, and the sun. I feel like with the Pisces energy here, you guys are going to have a pretty strong intuitive connection with most of these people. And there's going to be a sense of self-sacrificing that they're going to sacrifice some needs for you and you're going to sacrifice some needs for them. I feel like this situation, if these are friends from the past, they're finally realizing that like they need to have a give and take with you. And there needs to be a give and take in the connection. It can't just all be one-sided, like you guys just constantly giving to them or them constantly giving to you. I also want to note that we have the trifecta here. We have Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. We have the trifecta of the water signs. So a lot of intuition in these connections, a lot of intuition, not just with the owl spirit, although the owl spirit person is very intuitive. There is this vibe of deep intuitive psychic communication between this whole group. So this is kind of like a hive mind situation where everyone kind of has similar thoughts or similar vibes to each other. Everyone kind of gets along. That's why I'm getting like soul family vibes at the beginning of the reading. But definitely it's confirmation with the Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. It's like that trifecta of water sign in like energy. With the 8th house here, 8th house can sometimes deal with inheritance or something like that. I feel like some of these people might have more money than you. That message is for some of you. For others of you, these people are going to help you achieve some kind of picture of wealth, or you're going to help them succeed in their wealth journey. I am saying because it's the 8th house and not the 2nd house, it's more likely you're going to help them succeed in their wealth journey or their wealth creation. But also at the 8th house here, I feel like this is a major transformation and change point for you. 8th house is all about death and rebirth. It's the phoenix rising. It's the house that rules Scorpio, or Scorpio rules that house. I don't know how you say it. But basically, yeah, it's like this phoenix rising kind of vibe. And I definitely, with the fire energy, all the wand energy here and the magician, it's almost like there's a lot of fire energy. There's a lot of like rising from the ashes with these flames and stuff like that. And because I'm seeing those flames as humor, I am seeing there's this feeling of renewing each other through sense of humor, being able to roast each other, being able to have fun with each other, being able to laugh with each other, really getting along with each other on that level, on that sense of humor vibration is really going to bring in that kind of deep, more emotional connection. It's interesting. It's like through the superficial communicating and like the joking and just the playful banter, you achieve a deeper level of connection. So you're going to feel closer through your sense of humor is kind of what I'm seeing. With the sun card energy here, this is also more fire energy, but I am saying that with the 8th house representing them and their successes, with the sun here, I feel like this brings in a new sense of your identity is kind of what I'm seeing. There's this vibe here that you're shining very brightly in this group. It's not just them shining brightly and you kind of in the background. It's almost like you're the main character energy, or the way the group is. It's interesting. This group makes me feel like everyone's the main character, but the cool thing about this group is that everyone feels like the main character, even though it's a group situation and there could be someone who's like quote unquote a side piece or someone who's like not as important as someone else. There is a vibe of equality amongst everyone, and essentially with the sun here, vitality as well, especially with the wands too. This is another reminder that there's a sense of vitality in this connection. You guys are going to have energy together. You're going to have the ability to kind of get things done, creative projects and such with the sacral chakra. This is just a really good, loving connection or community that I'm seeing coming in for you guys. And a lot of you, this could be, like I mentioned, this could be friends that you already have. This could be different groups of people, friends that you already have. And it just so happens the universe is in alignment where all 5 of you are kind of hanging out together or doing things together all the time. Yeah, with that commitment card here, I just want to make this clear. One person here is going to be a lifelong friend. They're going to stick around for forever. And forever, like, is a long time. I don't know how long they'll stick around, but with commitment here, they want to be committed to you. This person wants to stick with you. Even if they don't mention it right off the bat, this person wants to be your friend for a very long time. So this is someone who really thinks in the long term, and they have their eye on you. Okay, I'm going to end the reading there. I really enjoyed reading for you guys. It was a lot of fun today. And with that said, we're going to end the reading. And if you like the reading, please like or comment below. If you really enjoyed the reading, feel free to subscribe to the channel. And with that said, we're moving on to group 3 with the pink Tourmaline. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I will see you in the next pick a card. Bye. Hey, group 2, this is if you picked the pink Tourmaline crystal right here. Has a cool little stripe through it, almost like a rainbow. Like a rainbow in the crystal. Okay, so let's get into your reading. First, I'm going to draw some spirit animal oracle cards to represent the people or person coming in that is represents the love interest for you guys, for who's coming in next in love. What type of love is this? Who is this? Who? This is the who of the reading, basically. Let's see. Anything gonna pop out on its own? Okay, looks like I have to draw. I feel really called to draw 2 cards for this group. So I'm gonna do that. And I want to pull a Moonology Manifestation card. I'm going to take this one. Know You Are Loved, New Moon in Libra. And these 2 are also sticking out, so I'm going to pull them too. We have Last Quarter Moon in Virgo, Attend to the Details, and New Moon in Pisces, Attune to the Divine. So I'm going to put these over here. And I want to get a Love Story Oracle card. We have Control and Codependency. I actually feel like putting those up here next to these cards over here. These would stay still. Might not stay still. I'm gonna move this over here then. And then we'll get some tarot cards and then we'll get into your reading. Okay. What tarot cards need to come out for group 2? And what's next for them in love? Okay, this card wants to come out. We have the Devil. And let's see what else needs to come out. This one, 7 of Swords. And let's get another one. Let's get one more card. This one, we have 6 of Cups. Yeah, okay, so. Okay, let's get into it. Whew, okay. So we got some intense energy here, guys. Not in a bad way. Just want to make that clear. But there is, the next thing coming for you in love is basically a lot of healing, is kind of what I'm seeing. First of all, one thing, with New Moon in Libra, Know You Are Loved, this is kind of the card that's the main message, the cards are wanting me to deliver to you, that know you are loved. I feel like you guys have been through it in love. Like you've been through some shitty relationships. You've been through some shitty situations, at least in your past, you know. I feel like you've had to learn with the New Moon in Libra here, codependency and sing your own song, Canary Spirit. You've had to learn to be independent. You've had to learn to break away from unhealthy attachments. I feel like there has been at least one relationship in your life that was codependent and controlling, where you felt like you couldn't escape this partner. You felt chained to them. And also you felt like they were constantly controlling you, right? It's really sad. Like I just feel for you guys because it's really, situations like that can be really tough and hard to escape from, but you guys have done it. You're out of the situation from what I can see, and you're in a clear energy. And if you're not out of this situation and you're stuck in this codependent relationship, I do see you getting out of it. With Six of Cups here, I am seeing that there is someone from your past, not this relationship, by the way, not the relationship that was dark or destructive or codependent or controlling. This is someone from your past that has known you before this relationship. This person is coming in, or this person is a reminder. You can even think of this person as like, not an idol. What am I trying to say? You know how like people draw sigils on things that remind them of something, or they like make a sigil that represents a certain energy and then they can draw it on things and stuff like that. This person is kind of a memory. This person that you remember is someone who treated you very well, someone who treated you very nicely. It's a positive person from your past. And the important thing, whether or not they're coming back into your life or not, the important thing is that you remember them this way and you know what it's like to be treated well, right? You just almost forgot because this relationship kind of took a lot out of you. Like, oh man, I'm getting so mad at this person who hurt you. Like I'm like my protective instincts don't rise up that often, to be honest. But in this situation, I'm feeling for you guys. Like I'm definitely want to like take charge and like beat someone up, you know? But like, yeah. So this person definitely tried to control you. It was a codependent relationship. You had to break away and learn to sing your own song, sing your own song. And the thing is interesting because what's next in love is to focus on this memory of this person from your past before you had this relationship. There's someone from your past that treated you very nicely, treated you very well, and it left a lasting impression on your mind, right? With sing your own song, this is someone who could have told you to be independent, or they could have said like never trust anyone, or they could have said something along the lines of always trust yourself. That's kind of more what I'm feeling. Instead of not trusting people, they said like always trust yourself, trust your own intuition, trust your own gut, right? I feel like this person with Know You Are Loved, this person truly loved you, or at least they showed you what true love could look like. There is kind of this spark that I want you guys to hold on to. And it's interesting because it's like right in this little section of the reading with the Six of Cups and Know You Are Loved, that this is kind of the energy that in a way could free you and liberate you if you let it. Now, here's the thing. With Sing Your Own Song, Canary Spirit, I am saying that this ex is out of your life, this controlling ex where you had the codependent relationship. They will be out of your life. If you are in this relationship right now and you are worried about like how it's going to play out or what's going on in this connection, maybe you're still confused or you're lost or you don't know how to get out of it. Remember, if you're coming to this reading and you're in a happy relationship and it does not sound this bad and you're like, oh, is that my relationship? It's not. That's not the energy here. This is talking about someone who is very destructive. And you guys would know. It's like you have to ask yourself if the person you're with is this person. But if you're still in this connection, I see this connection ending for you. With the Devil here, there are strings attached to this person, and he is so overpowering this little puppet. I'll show you the card. He is so overpowering this little guy right here that he has these strings to, and he's kind of like, just his hair is frayed out, like he's filled with electricity. And this person that you kind of had this destructive relationship could be, in a sense, a little electric, or they could seem like they have electricity running through them or something like that. Whatever the case, this person seems bigger than you and it seems almost like you can't escape, right? With the Seven of Swords, I'm hearing that you guys had to be sneaky in order to escape this person. So a few things that are coming up, we're coming more into the reading here of what's next in love, but what's next in love is escaping this relationship, escaping this person. Yeah, with the Seven of Swords here, there is this vibe that you've had to be sneaky around this person. You've had to lie to them when you didn't want to because of a fear for your own life, or a fear for, you just didn't want to get hurt, or, man, this is an intense reading. There's just a really like intense energy to this connection. And so you've been through it with this person is kind of what I'm seeing. Yeah, this person did try to control you. This was a codependent relationship. If you're out of it, I'm so thankful and glad you're out of it. For most of you, you're already out of this relationship, and this is just kind of the healing period where you're healing from that relationship. Remember, this person, it's interesting with the dog here, dogs could be significant as well. Especially a dog that you had in your past. This person that you could have remembered might not even have been a person. It could have been a pet that you had that was really significant for you guys. And so know you are loved. You know that this pet loved you. So you know you can get love from other people, just because if this pet can love you, there's someone else that's out there that can love you in that pure of a way. And that's kind of the message that's coming through. So know you are loved is just a strong message that wants to come through right now for you guys. Block out anything that contradicts this message in your head. You are loved. There are people that love you. There are people that want to be in your life and that don't want to control you, or they want to let you have your freedom, essentially. They want to let you be the person you're meant to be, and they want to love you for that specific person. They appreciate your individuality. This person is someone that's coming in, and I see that. It's just not next, but the message is there that they're coming in. It's just not the next thing in love. So you have a little bit more stuff to go through, work to go through. But the thing about this next thing in love is the sense of independence and self-love is kind of what I'm seeing. With Canary Spirit, you guys might find singing very therapeutic, especially if you don't sing in front of other people, but singing by yourself could be very therapeutic. Writing songs could be very therapeutic. Writing out the emotional dynamics of the connection, or writing it in a form of poetry or something like that. Someone that's coming to mind that could be an inspiration for you guys is Taylor Swift. She writes a lot about her previous relationships or certain relationships that she went through. She writes about the dynamic of those relationships. So something that's coming through is that you could write songs about this specific relationship that you were in as a way to heal the relationship, as a way to transmute that relationship into healing. I see it's interesting because with the Seven of Swords here, I also see you've had to be sneaky in relationships in your life recently because of this past relationship, because you're afraid of how someone might treat you or control you or do something to you. So with the Seven of Swords here, I'm seeing that you've had to be sneaky, you've had to be subtle, you've had to be secretive in a sense. The other thing that I'm seeing is that this secrecy has saved you, right? With this Devil card with these strings attached to this puppet, and this guy in right here with the Seven of Swords, he has a knife, right? I am seeing that like you have jumped over into this Devil card and cut the strings, cut your own strings of this puppeteer that was controlling you, and you broke free. I know this is not, not necessarily a what's next in love, but I am seeing that this is some information that just needs to come through. Sometimes in tarot reading, some information just needs to come through to validate our experience that we've been through and to know that there's something better down the line, right? The energy that's what's next in love, which is interesting, is slow and steady wins the race. I am seeing that you guys are learning. These cards are kind of coming out as aspects of yourself that you're growing into. This is definitely a self-love reading. So what's coming next is self-love. It's also what's coming next in love. I know this is going to sound like you guys might not want to hear this because it's not an actual person, but I'm seeing a memory of a person who treated you well in the past, or the memory of a puppy or a pet or someone who treated you well in the past, and you're kind of, this memory has been growing in you, basically. This is kind of your saving grace, knowing that you are loved and knowing that there are pure souls out there who are going to love you for who you are no matter what. And those people see the true you. With slow and steady wins the race and attend to the details. These are little cards that are talking about when moving forward, as far as like moving into new relationships in the future. These are things that are going to protect you, especially with the turtle spirit here, with this shell protecting this turtle. Turtles I can kind of see as protection because they have that shell on them. But with slow and steady wins the race, this is also a double message about the turtle, saying that being slow and careful in your relationships with people, there's nothing wrong with that. There's no one saying you need to rush in. No one's saying you need to just jump in full force. With slow and steady wins the race, you guys know at this point that the slow and cautious approach, the slow and steady approach, you're going to win the long game in love. You're going to win in the long run, basically. With attend to the details, This does not mean that you can totally ignore your relationships. I am seeing that something you guys are learning right now with last quarter moon in Virgo, you might be wrapping this lesson up essentially, is that you need to attend to the details in your relationships. You need to attend to the small things with people. So whether the small things are like, paying attention to specific moods that people are experiencing in different moments of their life, or whether the details are paying attention to certain interests that a person likes, or the subtle things someone says in a conversation. It's about paying attention to the subtleties is kind of what I'm seeing. And you guys are wrapping this lesson up. You're learning this lesson. The thing that I'm seeing too with attend to the details, that you guys could be experiencing seeing people's facial expressions and knowing and learning that reading certain facial cues on people is an accurate way of like determining how their mood is shifting or something like that. There's something about attending to the details of people's emotions that you're learning how to do that. You're wrapping this lesson up right now. So what's next in love is concluding this lesson on learning how to pay attention to the details in your relationships. And by relationships, I mean friendships, companionships. It could be romantic if you're with a new romantic partner since this destructive person was in your life. But it's basically saying you're wrapping up learning to attend to the details in this romantic connection. Some of you might even be, that's why I want to be very clear about this connection, that this person, if you're with this person now, right? You would know that this is that destructive person because this person left an impact on you, right? This person was definitely someone who would stand out. I want to even go as far to say if you have never had a person like this in your life, this is probably not your pile. I would try one of the other two, but yeah, definitely this is a healing journey. And if you're in a relationship now and it's not this person, nothing to say that relationship can't go forward or is not going to go forward. All I'm seeing is that the lesson in love you're learning right now is to go slow and steady to win the race in love and attending to the details of your connection or your connection. So whether that's a relationship you're in now, your friends, your family, whatever kind of relationship dynamics you're in, with attend to the details, you're learning that lesson. I do see with new moon in Pisces, this is just a little future information where right now, currently you're wrapping up learning how to attend to the details in your connection. You're going to flip from this Virgo energy to this Pisces energy pretty soon. And that's just saying that you're going to start to rely on divine inspiration for your connections and your romantic opportunities. I kind of see you guys really giving a lot of faith over to the universe and to spirit, whatever you believe in, honestly, giving that over to the divine and letting divine inspiration hit you and strike you for who you should be with, and also letting divine wisdom like kind of inform who's the next person that you should have on your path or something like that. There is this vibe of giving yourself over to a more spiritual lifestyle that I'm seeing in the long run for you guys, or something that's coming around the corner. You just have to wrap up this lesson of attending to the details in your connections, right? I feel like you guys are very detail oriented and paying attention to specific emotions people are feeling, or paying attention to specific things that they're interested in or something like that. You really attend to the details and the connection of the relationship. With Virgo here, it could be practical things, like maybe you attend to, nurturing your partner in a way where you like help them, clean something up, or maybe you cook for them or something like that, or maybe you help them build projects or fix things for them or something along those lines. Maybe you problem solve for them, with Virgo being an analyzer. But with Pisces here, you're moving into an energy where you're more accepting what the universe is throwing your way. There's a vibe that you are protected, and especially if you keep this mantra in your mind, know you are loved. First of all, I want to tell you, it's just fact that you're loved. There's no one that can refute this. You are loved, you are significant, you are important. This person in your past showed you that. You know there are people out there that love you. And sorry, I'm getting I'm having the pointing finger, right? You know there are people out there that love you, and you know you can find them again. So it's not a matter of falling back into this trap or feeling unloved or feeling like what this person said to you was accurate, right? What this controlling codependent relationship represented was accurate. It's not accurate. It was a lesson to be learned, right? You needed to learn how to escape, to trust your own song, to sing your own independent spirit and feel your own independent self. And I think you guys are learning in this lifetime to be more independent from others, right? Not to have codependent connections, and to be more independent. And with attuned to the divine, I do see some divine connections coming in for you that are going to help you along your path of having this independence. Man, this person that hurt you is making me so angry. Like, I don't like this person. Um, yeah. Once again, this is a very intense reading. If you guys pick this pile and it doesn't resonate, I just want to say that there are other piles too. Go ahead and try and pick a new pile or something like that. Or maybe this reading's not for you. There's not a message here for you today. But yeah, if you did resonate with this reading, know that this person is out of your life or will be out of your life soon. And yeah, just remember that maybe you guys, this was a big blow, a big setback in your relationship journey or your feelings towards love towards another. So slow and steady wins the race. Know that it's okay to take your time. You don't have to get into another relationship right away, or you don't have to progress things in your current relationship to the next level right away. Take your time. Attend to the details, attend to the little things in the relationships that you're in, and you'll learn a lot from that. You'll learn big lessons from that. And with Attuned to the Divine, this is just a bigger future, what's next in love. I do see you gaining that more spiritual perspective. And honestly, it just as far as my life goes, I can't speak for everyone, but having a more spiritual approach to life has radically changed my own life to the point where I'm just incredibly thankful for, the blessings of the universe or God or whatever you want to call it that has come into my life that has helped me. The spiritual path is a very healthy path to go down, and I do recommend it for other people. And so I'm just feeling like with Attuned to the Divine, you guys are going to start to realize that in your life, basically. But definitely know you are loved. This person showed you that. Hold on to that. Or this pet showed you that. Because I'm seeing for some of you, this could have been a companion animal. There is purity in this world and people who are going to love you just for who you are, essentially, and not try to control you. So keep that in mind. And I'm going to end the reading there. I really enjoyed reading for you guys. And if you like the reading, please like or comment below. If you really enjoyed the reading, feel free to subscribe to my channel. With that said, we're going to move on to group 3 with the Starbrary Quartz. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I will see you in the next pick a card. Bye. Hey, group 3, this is if you picked the Starbrary Quartz right here. So if you chose this crystal, this will be your reading. So let's get started. I'm pulling some Spirit Animal Oracle cards to represent significant people that are coming into your life. So each group has been, these two want to come out. We have Groundhog Spirit and Antelope Spirit. Let me see if there's another one that wants to come out. I'm only going to take a jumper and we'll see. Okay, we have 2 more. Okay. So we have Otter Spirit and Ant Spirit. Okay. I'm going to put these like that. Got a good amount of people for group 3. Similar to group 1. What card am I looking for? Oh yeah, we're going to get a Moonology Manifestation card. And, okay, this one that got stuck on the deck, I'm definitely taking that one. We have Full Moon in Aquarius, Be Real. We have these 2 Moonology cards that say, First Quarter Moon in Virgo, Assess the Situation. Full Moon in Scorpio, Breathe Through the Tension. I also want to pull a Love Story Oracle card for you guys. This one wants to come out. We had 2 that want to come out. We have Open Up and Regret. I'm going to actually put them over. One's going to go over the Breakthrough the Tension because I want to take all the cards in this reading and also get tarot cards. So, yeah, and I just need more space on the table. Okay, let's see. And then we're going to get some tarot cards for you guys. I'm going to take this one, the Fool. We also have the 5 of Swords. And let's get one more. We have the High Priestess. Okay. Okay. So as I'm looking over this reading, there's not much coming to me right off the bat, so I think I'm just going to have to start jumping into it and reading it right away. I was taking these as people, but I am seeing kind of like some cards that aren't represented as people. Like for example, this ant spirit, because there's 2 ants on this card. And there's this sense of something that's coming for you in the realms of love is some kind of group project or some kind of collaborative project where you feel united with the people who are working on the project with you. I think that's something that a lot of you, because I'm mentioning it first, that's something that maybe a lot of you want to hear. You want to be a part of a group. You want to work on a team. You want to collaborate with others. You want to feel part of a group or something like that that's working on a specific project. So I do see there's some collaborations in your future. What's next in love with people that you have kind of a love connection with or that represent loving energy in your life. With the Fool card and Time to Let Go, I am seeing some information coming through about letting yourself be free of, like, it's almost like limiting beliefs, but it's also just like limiting behaviors is kind of what I'm seeing. I feel like you guys act a certain way because you're worried what people are going to think of you is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. Or you worry that like, maybe I shouldn't say or do this because people are going to think this is weird or this is different or something like that. But I am seeing with this groundhog spirit holding his like this little heart very closely, there is this kind of vibe that it's important to let go of these preconceptions. I do feel that with the 5 of Swords here, it might give you a little bit of a headache to let go of these. Or it might feel painful at first, like you're not being... It's interesting. With Be Real here, there's this whole concept of like being your true self, right? Being your true self, being the full expression of yourself, being fully embodied in who you are as an individual. And so with Be Real, it's interesting because I am feeling with this 5 of Swords that in the Fool card and this Time to Let Go, that if you guys, and there might be a person that inspires this in you, someone might say something about you or compliment you on something that's like your true personality, and you might think like, whoa, wow, that's like the authentic me. I didn't know that anyone saw that part of me or saw that side of me. So with the Fool card here, it's about releasing your conceptions of how you need to behave or the activities. It's also the activities in your life is kind of what I'm seeing. Releasing activities in your life that are a burden to you. It's like time to let go of certain things and release them into the ethers of the world, basically. It's just about letting go, right? There's something about, I'm seeing this heart is like shrinking, right? In the groundhog spirit's hands. It's like this heart is shrinking. So there's this vibe that something is no longer pleasurable for you anymore. Some role you're playing, because I am seeing that this is kind of like you guys are playing a role. That's something that's coming through. So being your authentic self is important here. And it might not necessarily be being your authentic self. It just might be being the authentic self that is emerging in you right now is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. So for example, you might be letting go of a persona or a personal state of being that's no longer working for you, but you're like holding on to it for dear life. You're like, oh no, I want it to work. I need it to work. So what I'm seeing with Time to Let Go, I'm seeing like let go of this persona, let go of this act or this way of being with others, because I see that authentically there's something else coming through in your personality that you really want to be. And with 5 of Swords here, it's interesting because I am seeing there might be some headaches in letting this go, or you might be feeling torn or conflicted about this piece of your identity that you're trying to release, basically. And so one thing that I do see coming for you in love is you will be letting go of this specific identity that is no longer working for you, and you will be embracing this new being. I feel like this new being of you is more go with the flow. With Aquarius energy here, it is more Aquarian, the energy. So you might join other groups, or you might join with, especially with Time to Collaborate. I do see you kind of joining a group in the long run here with this energy, what it's leading to. There's this vibe of like emerging back into society, very similar to group 1 actually, but a little bit different in the sense that you guys are shedding a sense of self for a new sense of self, if that makes sense. So there is kind of like an authenticity bubbling up from within you that wants to be given a fresh look, or wants to be accepted and embraced and shown on the outside. So there is this kind of vibe of showing yourself to others, and just letting that true authentic self come out. So for example, some of this stuff might be like, man, my authentic self wants to wear a lot of pink or something like that. And so you're like, okay, I all I own is black. So I want to get rid of all my black and I want to get pink. You don't have to go so far as getting rid of all your black, but you definitely want to start embracing that side of you that wants to wear pink. Add in a pink bracelet here and there. Add in a pink shirt or something like that. And this is just an example. I'm using colors very like arbitrarily because this is just an example. But there's some part of you, authentic side of you that wants to come through and wants to be given expression in the outer world, right? They want to be seen is kind of what I'm seeing, this authentic version of you. So this person, this groundhog person, I think saw this authentic part of you and complimented you on it. And it kind of is something that I think just leaked out. It's like a part of your identity that kind of just leaked out. And someone said like, oh, I like that part of you. And you're like, whoa, you like that part of me? That's like the authentic me. That's like who I've been feeling I'm becoming right now. That's who I am growing into. And so I feel like just this vibe of like getting the courage to let go of that outworn sense of self. So with Be Real in the Fool card, there is this sense of, letting go of that outworn sense of self. With Antelope Spirit, I am seeing a person come into your life that wants to get into a lot of activity with you is kind of what I'm seeing. I'm seeing this person, interestingly enough, as someone that might be coming into your life at the wrong time, or it might be someone who, when they're coming into your life, you might not feel like speeding up your life around them, or you might not feel like getting into a lot of activity with this person. I feel like you're going through this identity shift, you're going through this identity change, you're becoming your new authentic self. So this person coming in, it's a little bit confusing. It's like this confusing energy, but I feel that you do feel love for this person. And you do feel attracted to this person. You are attracted to them. It's just that you're in a weird place is kind of what I'm seeing. And so there is kind of the factor that like you could get into a relationship with this person, or you could accept this person's offer. Remember, this person's a very action-oriented person. This person likes to live life fast. They are also... I sometimes with Antelope Spirit, I get like a runner, like someone who runs out on relationships, but I'm not picking that up so much with this group. I see this person could be committed. It's just that there's a lot of mixed signals because your identity is shifting. That's why there's a lot of mixed signals with this person. That's why it could be confusing. But I do see if you get into a relationship with this person, it could be pleasurable. You could have kind of like some intimate encounters with them if you're curious about that. But also there's just this general vibe of like mixed signals in general because you're shifting into your authentic self and you have to release this old identity. So there's people they might think you're a certain way when you're not, something along those lines. With the High Priestess here, I am seeing that the benefit of shifting into this authentic self that you have, it's coming with this amazing intuition that you're going to be getting. You're going to be getting downloads and hits about people and environments. And it's interesting because I'm seeing that this intuition starts growing while you start with this group project. So the other thing coming in with love is working with a group of people that you love or connect with. So there's a group project coming in. You have this person who could be a relationship. It's just coming in at a weird time because you're like shifting your identity. It might add to the confusion with this Five of Swords. I don't know if you see this guy, but he has kind of like a headache. The good thing about the Five of Swords is these crows fly over here and there's a victorious guy in the background. So I do see that it's like trouble or trials and tribulations, but you're getting through it, Also, Five of Swords makes me think of like ego and having like an ego. And so I do think that like you're releasing some kind of sense of self in order to favor the new sense of self coming in, which kind of has to do with the ego. With Otter Spirit, you are never alone. There is this vibe here that... I feel like you're going to be surrounded by a lot of playful energy is kind of what I'm seeing. I also feel like if this is a person coming in with the Otter Spirit here, I feel like this is someone who's going to be a true companion. This is someone who you're going to notice with your intuition, and they're never going to leave you feeling lonely or alone is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. With the High Priestess here, it's like you intuitively see that this is a good person. You intuitively see that this is an amazing person. And with You Are Never Alone, this person really feels like they're going to keep, how do I put this? They're going to show you so much love. We also have the otter here in the shape of a heart. They're going to show you so much love that it's pretty incredible. Like, I don't think you guys are going to have experienced this kind of love. Another reason why this connection with Antelope Spirit life is speeding up might not work out in the long run and it might be just like a short kind of fling that you have coming up, is because you have with this intuition budding from being your authentic self and working with this group of people, there's just this feeling of wholesomeness or feeling together with others, or a feeling of connectedness with, you're never alone, the otter spirit. I feel like this person is coming into your life to give you the love that you kind of created for yourself. It's like you stepped up for yourself. You gave yourself the love to be real, to be authentic. You grew this intuition. You joined this group project. And even though you're at this point where you're not really spending too much time alone, there is this vibe with otter spirit that they're going to show you that feeling of like not having loneliness anymore. So if you guys have felt lonely, or you felt like no one understands you or anything like that, this person that's coming through, this otter person, now, otters can represent friendship too, so this could be a friend, but the main thing I'm saying is it's a connection, that there's someone who really loves you, and intuitively, I think you're picking this person out. I think your intuition is on point with this person. So I think after this group project comes along and you're working with these other people, when this person comes along, your intuition is spot on. They're a good person. They have a good head on their shoulders. They're never going to make you feel lonely or alone. They're never going to ignore you. They're never going to feel like you're never going to feel isolated around them. This is someone who has a good head on their shoulders. They're very playful. They're very loving, and they're going to show you that all the time. With assess the situation, first quarter moon in Virgo, with the high priestess here, I think this is something that's coming with your newfound intuition, right? Since you become your authentic self, with this assessing the situation, especially this throat chakra here, I feel like you guys are going to be great communicators and intuitive speakers. There are a lot of tarot readers out there that are like this. Not to toot my own horn, but I sometimes include myself in this group, but it's someone who can speak out their intuition very clearly. So for example, the messages they say through their throat chakra are linked to the third eye chakra or through their intuition. So with assess the situation, I'm seeing that you guys kind of look things over with your intuitive energy, and then you have this way of vocalizing the truth of the situation. So there is this vibe here that you guys are very intuitive and very focused on your vocal expression in this particular energy with the first quarter moon in Virgo. Also with breathe through the tension and open up, there is a kind of a little bit of a message here that's going back to this being your authentic self energy. With open up, it's about learning to open up a little bit more. And with breathe through the tension, sometimes with this Five of Swords energy, there might be a little bit of tense energy when you're trying to show different people the new you or the authentic you. People are probably used to this version of yourself that you've been performing for a while. And so when they see this new authentic you, they're like, that's not you. But the important thing is to just go ahead and open up, let this part of you come out. And if there's tense energy with the people around you, maybe they don't want to accept the new you, just breathe through it is kind of what I'm seeing. With full moon in Scorpio, this is the budding point. People, whether they know it or not, have sensed this change coming in you, and some people just don't want to admit it, right? This groundhog person that saw you for who you are, I feel like this person really, truly saw those changes on their way. You know, they're kind of, it's like, you know, I've noticed you've been this way a little bit, or this thing is coming out, or you're acting more like this. Why don't you just lean into that? Why don't you be more like that? Why don't you be like this version of yourself that keeps leaking out? Just embrace it. And so I'm seeing that some other people who are used to you playing a specific role don't want you to embrace that side of yourself. So with open up, it's important to open up to these people and be that side of yourself so they can get used to it, right? It's nothing really like, how do I put it? Like destructive or like mean about these people. It's just people who are misunderstanding, because people get used to people being a certain way. And then when they change, they're like, you changed on me, you know? So I am feeling this vibe of like with open up, it's like show them the authentic you and show them how they can be a part of your life still as you're being that authentic version of yourself. With regret, I am saying that like, you can even explain to some of these people if they're closer to you, like, yeah, I've been feeling this sense of regret about not being my authentic self. Like there's this part of me that I've been performing as for a while now, and it's just not been who I truly feel I am. And I have this regret about it. Oh my God, I feel like I'm going to cry. This story, honestly, like it's kind of reminding me of someone I know who's transgender, and their experience kind of coming out as the sex that they weren't born as, so this could be something similar like that, but it doesn't have to be. It just could be a part of yourself that you feel like has been inside you for so long, and now that authentic side of you needs to come out. It needs to fully be expressed. It needs to be embraced, right? So opening up is important, and regret came out with this to show you the other side of it, right? You can always live with as much regret as you want. That is the state. If you don't open up this new side of yourself, you can live in regret. You can live in pain, playing a role that you don't feel loved, like you don't feel attached to anymore. Because with this groundhog spirit, time to let go, I do see this heart shrinking. It's like this role that you've been playing is shrinking, and it's like eventually it's going to disappear into nothing. But it's like you want to start letting that side of yourself out. That's the authentic side that you truly feel is you, right? With time to let go of that old self is kind of the vibe that I'm seeing. I'm kind of seeing this coming next for you in love, is you just in general letting go of this old self. There's just like some little helpful tips about coming out to people. It's funny I said coming out, because it's very much like that. With regret, it's interesting because I do feel like if you share people your regret, that you've been feeling a little bit of regret of not being your true self, they might understand your situation a little bit better. And breathing through the tension means that, yeah, there's going to be tension. People aren't used to seeing you this way. They aren't used to seeing this new version of you. So with open up, it's all about just, like showing them this new version of you. And you can do it slowly. You can do it at your own pace. It's just important to do that so people can get used to this new version, right? That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. I want to roll the Astro Dice. I forgot to do it for group 2, but I want to do it for this group since I'm remembering. We have Taurus, Neptune in the 3rd house. Yeah, with the 3rd house here, as far as opening up, communication is going to be important when you're showing this new side of yourself to other people, right? It's interesting because with time to collaborate over here, after you've kind of opened into this new sense of self that you have, I feel like this new group really, like, how do I put it? They're very beneficial, and there's something intellectual about them. 3rd house is ruled by, or is associated with Gemini. And so I do see that there's this vibe of communication with this group that you're communicating with. With Neptune, this person that's coming in is going to feel very dreamlike, especially with the High Priestess, because you're picking them out with your intuition. And really, you're learning to assess situations in your life and speaking from your true sense of self. You're attracting this person, this very dreamy partnership of someone who's going to make you feel like you're never alone in this world. With Taurus here, this is also just to remind you, this is kind of a side note, to focus on the practical realities of life when you can, because I do see there's a lot of change coming for you, and it's just a small message, right? This is just a small side message, but also this person right here that's coming through could be a Taurus. This could be a Taurus energy. But just make sure you still take care of the practical stuff in your life. We do have a lot of like change on an internal level. And so sometimes that can create situations in our outer life that are somewhat chaotic. So focusing on some practical things every once in a while, whether that's, like making sure you're exercising, or making sure you're like, doing your taxes or whatever. I know it's not even tax season, but like doing some practical things every once in a while to keep your life in order, or just keep track of those things, could be beneficial to kind of make you feel less stressed as you're going through this change. Yeah, with full moon in Aquarius, just be real. That's the only thing. I mean, this is such a it's such like a hippie message, like be real, man. So I just feel like you guys, there's an authentic you that is emerging, and you're learning to express it. You're learning how to give it identity. This could even be like changing clothing that you want to wear specifically that aligns with this authentic self, There's a lot of vibes here of just like letting the outer world reflect that inner world. But sometimes with that breathe through the tension, sometimes you have to just open up and show people who that person truly is in order for them to adapt to who you want to be, because some people, it's hard for some people to change because they get used to you being a certain way, is kind of all I'm seeing. And really it's not like, it's not your fault, right? Like you shouldn't have to be a certain way that's the whole point of this reading, is you don't have to be a certain way for other people. You can always be who you truly want to be. And It's just that if you're concerned about that, if you're worried about other people accepting you for this new part of who you are, there's this vibe of knowing that even though there will be a little bit of tension, you can breathe through it, and opening up a little bit more about your situation could help ease that tension. So yeah. All right, I'm going to end the reading there. If you guys like this reading, feel free to like or comment below. If you really enjoyed this reading, feel free to subscribe to my channel. And with that said, that was the last group for today. We're going to wrap it up here, and I'm going to bid you guys adieu. I'll say goodbye, and I'll see you guys in the next pick a card. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Bye.